Hi you guys, and welcome back to Love for Plants. Today we are here to talk about propagating a wandering Jew. For those of you out there that are looking to get into plants, I really suggest starting with the wandering Jew. Very easy to care for. I will give you some tips and propagation tips today. Before we get started though, I know a lot of people are always wondering the difference in their leaf color. Now there are several varieties of a wandering Jew. These two right here are the same. This one you can see has a lot more green on it. It's light. The purples are light. This one, very dark. This one looks good. It's healthy. Its root system, I just pulled it out a little bit ago, is all the way to the bottom, just like this one is. They both need repotted. I started this propagation about a month ago. I started these at the same time. Even though this one's healthy, obviously it hasn't grown like this one. This one right here, the lighter colored one, has been sitting in shade only. And I mean very little light. I put it under the tall tree or plants I have in the back. They get no sunlight. This one, on the other hand, gets morning sun and then indirect in the afternoon and evening. Definitely has grown much more than this one, but the colors to me are better. They're darker the way I feel they should be. So putting it in sun for a certain amount of time a day will produce a very beautiful wandering Jew. You can put it in shade, it's just not going to grow and be as dark as one that's in sun. These are sitting outside. Humidity here in Ohio is always hot, or high I mean, but no matter how high of a humidity we get, the one thing I do not like about this plant is leaves. I mean, I picked off a different one today, dead leaves, dried up. These things love humidity, and I don't know that you can give them enough humidity. The good thing is dry leaves right here, you can just flake them off, so your plant will still look pretty. I'll finish doing that at the end of the video to all of my wandering Jews, just to get them looking good again. So, wandering Jew, love sunlight, and love humidity. I could probably come out and spritz these still during the day. If you have this as a house plant, I suggest getting a spray bottle. Pebble trays for humidity. Spray this plant as often as you can. Keeping the soil soggy is not needed. I literally water this thing. I let it dry. The first 2 inches of the soil dries out on the top. I water it again. In the house, I do the same thing. I let it dry to the same level, about 2 inches down. I should be able to put my finger and not bring up wet soil. When it's to that, I water. So let's get into the propagation of the wandering Jew. I propagated this one about a month ago, and I started off like this. So this was just a couple weeks ago. This was a month ago. So they do really well with my method. However, there are other methods out there. So we're going to look at this one. This one, if you look close, actually has some roots. This was sitting in the pot right next to it. So this thing likes to root, and it likes to root quickly. These roots are really strong compared to what you will find if you root in water. So there's 2 different methods for propagation. You can cut these and sit them in water, like a cup or whatever, until they root. What I like to do, because they root so well that I don't know that I've ever not had one root, I will cut these and put them right in soil. Now I have already got my soil in my container. I'm going to put this one in a hanging basket. I did get my soil wet. I mean, it's wet. You wouldn't need it to be that wet, but since I'm here in Ohio and it's supposed to start heating up tomorrow, I just want to make sure my soil is nice and damp. I don't want it to dry out, and hanging pots dry out a lot faster than regular potted plants. Keep that in mind as well. So back to propagation. I have my handy scissors here. They have been clean. I clean all my stuff in just soapy water. I know some people use like rubbing alcohol. I've never had an issue. Nice soapy warm water kills everything. If you're using scissors like I am, dry them off really well or they're going to rust. So here I am. I have some nice long stems. That's normally what I like to cut from to propagate. So I will always pick my longest stems and I'll cut them. So just literally pick the length you want. I'm going to go way up here. I'm going in between two leaves. So I'm going to go in between these two leaves right here in the middle, and I'm going to cut that because I think that's a nice long stem. So that's one. This will continue to grow again. It's going to put out new shoots. So don't worry about that. I think for this hanging basket, I might do 4. See how that one already has a shoot on the same branch? So I'm probably going to cut, actually, I think I'm going to cut this one off right here on the bottom of this long branch. I'm going to cut that as close to this as I can. So I'm just going to take my scissors here again. I'm going to get up in there and I'm going to cut it. And let's find one more. This one's nice and long. So we're going to use this one. I'm going to cut him down here too. Like I said, just right in between leaves. There's nothing really special about cutting this. Literally, you lose a leaf if you pull a leaf off accidentally like this, and you got this big gap, take advantage of that cut right there. So now I have all my stems. You can tell this was the part I cut off. What I like to do is I like to rip off some of these leaves on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that with these 3 stems. This is where I want my roots to grow. So I'm going to cut that. I just ripped those right off. And you saw how easy they ripped off. Just rip them off. Just nice and quick. I missed some of him, so go back over him. If you break the stem when you're doing this, it's not that big of a deal. Because what you want is the bottom stem. So if you break the stem, say here, take an extra leaf off and that'll give you enough stem. Now, I literally just push these down in the dirt. You're going to want to put your hand way down at the bottom or you'll break your stem. If that's what you're worried about, you can use your finger, make a hole, put this in here. I like to put this in the dirt down to about this. So this whole part is going to be in the dirt. So I put that where my finger hole was, and then I'm just going to push the dirt around it, fill that hole in. That thing is going to take off and root. Let me do that with the rest of these quick. Okay, so right now I only have 4 stems in there. If you wanted this plant to be extremely full, go ahead and cut more branches off a plant. Because this one is already smaller than I like, I wouldn't cut off him anymore unless he was the only one I had. I do have bigger ones in hanging baskets. This one needs cleaned up. I'm going to do that next. I would cut the big ones off of him too, and I would pot them with this. So all that leaves me to do with this is to clip this back on so I have my hanging basket. And for those of you that are not aware, if you want these clips to come off, bend this in and down and pull from the front where my middle finger is. And of course it doesn't want to do it now, and it pops off. That way you can plant or fix a plant without having to work around this. Like I said, this one should be rooted here soon. These little ones right here rooted really fast. They're going to get repotted tonight. So to me, putting them in water and chancing the roots rotting, because a lot of people will get rotted roots, and I know I've tried that in the past, and that's what happened to me. You know, you're supposed to change the water every couple days, keep it fresh. My roots will rot, and then I have a dead branch for no reason. I have much more success planting this right into the soil. Like I said, these were just a couple weeks ago. This one a couple months ago. Same with this one a couple months ago. So try it out, try it both ways, see what you like. And like I said, hope you enjoy. And if you are looking for a new plant, make the Wandering Jew your choice. Thanks, you guys.